Edgewood, they just came out on fire again, kind of like Fort did.
They did, and it's hard to dig ourselves in a hole. They made some nice plays, but we didn't make some plays, and that was, there was a lot of opportunities we had where we just didn't take advantage of it. Missed tackles and chance to sack the quarterback, not getting hands up when the quarterback's trying to throw the ball. A lot of those things happened. Penalties on the other side of the ball when we were on offense that really put us in a hole. We kicked ourselves in the foot a lot of times tonight, and you can't do that against a good team. And even though Edgewood was 0-2, we know they're a good team, and so you just can't do that and expect to win.
Bondoc just kind of ran wild out there. He was breaking tackles left and right, and it had a lot of open holes to run through too. He seemed like he was quite a lot of trouble.
Yep, and they do a nice job of throwing multiple things at you. So one of those things that they do is they run zone read out of shotgun, and then they'll go under center and run midline and option and veer, and then just utilize their kids in a lot of different areas. And so you got to prepare for a lot. And they did a good job of taking advantage of some of the points where they thought they had a pretty good matchup, and then their tailback did a nice job of running the football tonight.
You guys had one fair enough offensive possession there in the first half when Noah caught that touchdown pass, but for the rest of the time it was pretty stagnant. You started the second half with a little bit of no huddle. That seemed to energize the guys a bit, but nothing showed for it for a while.
Right, it was just tough to put points on the board, and it wasn't a case as much of our players not able to make plays, but yet when we'd get the ball moving a little bit, then we'd get a penalty and bring ourselves back, and you just can't afford to do that against a team like Edgewood. You got to play good, fundamentally sound football, and that's blocking, tackling, not holding, and all of those things that we just didn't do as well as we should have tonight is why we were on the other end of the game.
One of the guys who had a good game was Charlie Kind again. Last week it was with his hands. This week, unfortunately, it was with his leg, but he had quite a few kicks down there inside the 20 and pinned them deep on two of them.
Yeah, he's done a nice job as a punter, and he's progressed nicely, and he's got a big leg, but yet he's starting to learn how to use that in space when he's, when we're inside the 50-yard line and our, down in their territory and trying to pin them deep. And it's a weapon. It's a nice weapon to have. I wish we could have done a few more things to help that out, to give ourselves a chance when we did pin them deep to try to, make plays early, but unfortunately we weren't able to do that. Here comes the lawnmower.
There in that fourth quarter, Kevin had that nice long touchdown grab.
Yeah.
What worked on that play coming out of the break between the third and fourth quarter?
Well, it was one of those things where we ran that play a couple times in the first half, and Noah Thompson has done a real nice job as a receiver, and so has Charlie Kind, and those are the first two options in that play. And so Alex is looking at those guys first, and even though they were covered, he was trying to put it up and let them make a play. And Kevin said, "Hey, give me a peek on the backside there. I've been open both times when we ran that play." And so, Alex did. They learned from the first couple times we ran the play, and Kevin just made a heck of a play. Alex put the ball right in the money, and Kevin made a nice catch, dodged a couple defenders, and it was nice because that put us within 10 points. And we felt like, here we are in a game again, but unfortunately it didn't work out for us.
Right there at the end, Edgewood had a chance to make it a 38-14 game. The guys that were on the field made something happen, got a fumble, and then the second string offense came in. James had that nice long run. Is there something to be said about guys who got an opportunity to play tonight?
Well, absolutely, and you don't like the situations where you're down and you have to, not have to, but you decide to play some of your second string kids. And really, a kid like James is not a second string kid at all. He's a first string kid in the same position as three other first string kids. And so, he's had some of the rotation in there, but, the guys that have been carrying the football have been primarily Trent and Ryan and Cody. But James gets in there and makes the most of an opportunity and has a nice 60-some yard touchdown run. But he's been a great kid. He was elected as one of our leaders this week just because of his practice effort. And we've been really happy to have him. So, it's a good job for James to stay playing football at the end of the game and make a nice play.
It's an 8-game season. Every game counts more so than any other year. Now you guys are 1-2, 0-2 in the conference. You got a non-conference game next week. But how much do you guys need this win?
Well, you know, just like any other football game, we're going to prepare to win for it. And you know, we don't need this win drastically for a playoff picture, but we need this win to boost our morale and to remind our kids that they are a good football team, because you know, there's no doubt we got beat by a real good football team last week in Fort Atkinson. I think they went toe-to-toe with MG the whole night tonight. Edgewood went toe-to-toe with the Forest, and then went toe-to-toe with MG, you know, for a better part of both of those games. We know Edgewood was good too, so you know, we can hang our head real low after losing a couple games, but we know it's the good football teams. But we believe our team is a good football team too, and the sooner that they start believing that as well, we're gonna have some wins, and you know, Reedsburg's a game that we got to get the ball rolling.
Any drastic changes you're going to make this week, or just minor tweaks in practice?
No, I don't think so. You know, I mean, you know, we're just probably going to make less or no changes, and maybe just spend more time working on fundamental football. And you know, because of the time that gets taken away because school, you know, school gets rolling, and now practice goes at 3:30 to 6. You lose some time, and you start to lose sight of some of those fundamental tackling drills and fundamental blocking drills because you're trying to get stuff done. And you know, spend time in the weight room and all that stuff that, you know, makes a good football team. But we'll probably go back to basics a little this week, run our best stuff, defensively run our best stuff, and just try to get better at the things that we do.
Okay, anything else?
Oh, it sounds good.